All right. Well, we're right at the top of the hour. So we know everyone's time is important and you have many things to do throughout the day. So we don't want to belabor the point, but we want to jump right in. I'm Mark Smith, and we have Tammy Dwight with us. We are the community managers here at CubiCasa. We're excited to bring another live event to you today. Tammy, you want to talk about our fun stuff?
Oh my gosh. Well, we have a few fun things going on. I'm not sure if everyone saw it, but we have a photographer newsletter that's being sent hopefully on a monthly basis now. And there are always opportunities in there for people to share work, ask questions. If there's anything you want to share, suggestions for us, sometimes contests, things like that. So make sure to check that out. We have our Facebook group. I'm planning some things there, so keep an eye on that too. And then as always, that's another good place to give a shout out if you have a question on something. If Mark and I aren't watching, there's usually someone there who can help you out. So those things are great and they're here for you. So and again, always just reach out if Mark and I can help with anything. We're here for you. So just let us know.
Absolutely. And again, we're here today to learn about how to increase our revenue with floor plans. And we have the amazing Sam Poole, who is one of our sales team members, and he's phenomenal at not only his sales tactics, but really just working through processes and helping us all to get better at selling, which is sometimes not our strong suit as photographers. So Sam, I'm going to pass it over to you and let you take it away.
No problem. So thank you everyone for having me. So like I say, I'm the sales manager here at CubiCasa, and what I really want to kind of get over to you today is a sense of how to do more, and essentially get through to you some facts, some figures, some information that's going to basically push you to the next level. So apologies today. Some people have joined. I have got a little bit of a cold, so if I do turn my mic off or remove my camera for a second, I do apologize. Just bear with me, but I'll be straight back at it straight away. So I have a presentation. I believe everybody can see that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through some facts, figures, and information, and then we can talk about issues that potentially you're having, or you think maybe there's a wall that you can't seem to break through. And I may be able to come up with an answer for that. So please feel free to post in the chat any questions that you do have, any issues or concerns that you do have, and I can work along with you to push past that point. So let's move into it. So essentially, what's in it for you? As Mark said, who as a photography or as a business owner in general doesn't want to push their business to the next step and increase their revenue? It's good for all of us, and it can really increase your quality of life, etc. So we find that our most active photographers take anywhere between 20 to 60 property photos per month. And that's not individual photos, that's listings. So adding floor plans to that in itself could increase your monthly revenue from $1,000 to $3,000. And that's just as a rough pricing guide. There's some people that will sell floor plans for $60. There's some people that will sell it for $100, and it's even known that some people sell floor plans for onwards and upwards of $250. It depends on the market, the home, and the agent, etc. So it's a tiny amount of extra work, or if you're doing floor plans by another method, by traditional means, which is sketching, drawing, and measuring, etc., it's actually a lot less work than what you're currently doing. So if you're not doing it, it's a little bit of extra effort, and if you are doing it, it's a massive time saver. So here I have posted two graphs. If you were at a previous webinar, you may have seen one of these graphs before. One of these graphs actually takes back from February of 2019, pushing all the way up to October of 2020. And as you can see on the top right graph, you can see an exponential growth in floor plan usage. Now, what I wanted to show is I wanted to show a direct comparison from roughly about June of last year to today. So as you can see from the top, we saw massive growth and a massive use of floor plans towards the top right. And if you look towards the bottom as the graph is developing, you'll actually see that those numbers have yet again doubled. So you can see a decline by December, but we anticipated that. It's Christmas, it's New Year's, it's holiday season, and not many people want to sell their home in the winter. As we know, the market fluctuates. But our numbers have actually doubled since that of June, which is, once again, just fantastic. What it's showing is that the market is actually adapting to floor plan usage. There's more floor plans being used. And some of this is because, of course, there's a lot of added value to that. But at the same time, it's just a very easy product to use. And for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes work, if you could generate the company an extra $100 and do that with every single home that you're doing during the week or the month, etc., you're going to see a massive growth. So that's just really just pushing more and more revenue towards your company. So as we see, there's massive growth in the market, and it just continues to go onwards and upwards. So the reasons why we see growth, speed of capture. So it's so easy, it's so quick to do the full process from entering the address to doing the scan to uploading and receiving back your final product. It's just incredibly quick. It's a valued feature. More and more we see floor plans being added to listings. More and more we see agents using floor plans and requesting those directly from the photographers, because what they're doing is they're showing an overall flow of the home. In many markets in the US at the moment, we're seeing homes go up for sale and have 20 plus offers within the first 24 to 48 hours. So if there isn't time to publish all of the photos, floor plans become a massive added value because they show the entire nature of that home in one single frame. So floor plans at the very least are fantastic tools to do that. When combined with photos, we can sometimes, of course, photos don't always show a clear mapping of the space. Whereas if you combine those with photos, you can actually see the full flow, where the bedroom is in relation to the bathroom. If there's a Jack or Jill bathroom within 2 rooms that could be perfect for children, etc. A floor plan will show that, whereas some pictures do not directly correlate to that. It's a new asset. So we still see floor plans as a newcomer to the US market and to a lot of markets around the world. Here where I live in Scandinavia, a floor plan is on around 95, 96% of every single listing. So it's still a new asset in our eyes. And it's of course backed up by the fact that the values and the speed of capture, we see this growth. Ease of use. Anyone with a mobile phone that's compatible, which are typically 4 to 5 years old phones, anyone can use it. And everyone can use a video. Everyone can record a video. So it's something that's very simply planned. There's not much that you can do wrong apart from potentially pretending to be a ballerina while scanning or doing cartwheels through the kitchen or the living room that would cause an error with the scan. Now, there is tips, best practices, etc. to help you improve. And we have customer service to help you improve in scanning, but it's incredibly easy to use and it's unlike nothing else that's on the market. And as we've seen over this period, there's been less access to open houses during the COVID or Corona times. So adding a complete layout into a listing backed with photo, video, drone, etc. is only enable people to view a home in a different light that, for instance, some people may not have been able to notice. So that's why we view floor plan as important. That's why we see floor plans increasing throughout the market. And it's essentially those top 5 points. So I'm going to share with you some use cases from now, and we'll go over a few things. So I've reached out to customers that we have with CubiCasa and direct users that use us a fair bit and not so much. So I reached out to HD Bros. It's a photography company with a team of over 10 people that shoot homes. So I reached out to them and said, hey, look, how do you get so many orders? Because these guys went from doing 5 test scans to doing 150 scans the following month and then continuously growing from that point. So I've said, like, how did you do this straight away? Because that's kind of uncommon, right? Typically you don't opt in for a new solution and just start, just going ham with it. So they said that they've always had a high demand for floor plans by customers. And until that they found CubiCasa, they were only able to offer floor plans as a part of their Matterport service. We had a bunch of customers who wanted a floor plan, but didn't want to pay for an entire 3D service to get the resulting floor plan. Since we've been able to offer floor plans as a standalone service, our sales volumes have increased significantly, or significantly increased. So there is other tools on the market that can return a floor plan. As we know, Matterport can produce floor plans, but what you would need to do to obtain that floor plan is, of course, do a full 3D scan, pay for that scan, and then pay extra on top to have that floor plan returned. And then you're looking anywhere from 28 to 48 hours at time of order to receive your floor plan back. With us, it's next business day, within 24 hours typically, that you would receive a floor plan, and it takes 5 minutes. There's no kind of added extra issues or tools or anything other than a mobile phone to generate that. So that's why they were able to speed up the process. They were able to offer it to everybody at a much quicker turnaround time at a lower price, which some people couldn't afford the total Matterport tour, and a really good service that's just backed by a really good solution. I spoke at TMRE Photography. I asked them the same question, and they said that they actually upsell floor plans for a relatively affordable price. So they never take them more than 8 minutes to do, and they're even with small margins, they're still profitable. So depending on the market that you're in, of course, margins will vary. It will vary with type of the home, and it will vary by your pricing. If you do it as a standalone simple cost, so let's say you charge $80 for a floor plan, from that point, you can see the margin there. And that's for every home. Some people charge it per square footage. So if something's a 2,000, 3,000, 6,000 square foot home, they may charge different prices. So that's depending on your business choices as what you decide to do. But either way, it's going to take a relatively small amount of time for you to increase your revenue and do a floor plan. So upselling. Now, as we know, upselling can be difficult as a photographer. I'm sure many of you in here will actually, or many of the people watching will have a booking system potentially online where an agent can go ahead and select photos, the amount of photos, drone, video, Matterport, etc., etc. And then they have the floor plans in there. So I understand it can be difficult for you to upsell, because if an agent is stuck within a pattern of they typically go for photo, drone, video, they're not typically going to go ahead and just add in a floor plan. We recognize that, we see that. Now, what I typically would always recommend is you can reach out to our sales team and you can ask us for help and advice on how to do more. What I do personally is I try to create a pamphlet, a fact figure information pamphlet or email. I'll help you provide the facts, and our sales team will help provide the facts as well. You can also find them on our website, of the importance of floor plans, and then popping out an email blast that could potentially provide them with more information, help them create a more informed decision, and then push them towards actually trying a floor plan. If it's still they don't wish to try a floor plan, once again, what I typically do is I offer 5 floor plans so that you can go ahead and give that floor plan for free. And what I always recommend is give that to the top 5 agents that you work with. So give them a free floor plan, say, hey, I've done this for you. Just do it while you're there. I've created a floor plan for you. Add this to your listing, and I guarantee it'll sell faster than another home listing that doesn't have one. And it works because they actually notice the fact, because you've said it, they'll notice the fact that you've said it. They'll notice the turnaround time for the home sale, and they'll see the value in a floor plan. It's also very good print media for an agent to go away and give to the people that have viewed the homes, because people will look at a floor plan and they'll add memories to that. So they will recognize that where they've stood in that home has been that pinpointed direction. And they can start picturing more features by looking directly at a piece of material such as a floor plan. So it helps people make a more informed decision upon buying. So our photographers love CubiCasa. It's easy to use, it's fast, and they don't need extra tools to create high quality floor plans. This is going back to HD Bros again, and it's also going back to things like other software or tool providers such as Matterport, where you need to buy a specific camera for a specific cost, etc., etc. You don't need to do that with us. More than likely, the phone that's sat in your pocket is more than adequate to produce a floor plan for you, just with a little bit of extra time logging into the app. So photographers are happy using us because it's better, it's faster than sketching. You don't have to sketch it, then digitalize it. You don't have to send it to an editing firm. You don't have to either go home and draw it in CAD software. You don't have to do any of this. We do all of the hard work for you. All we need you to do is walk and record a video. And from there, leave it with us. We label everything. We do the dimensions. We add a theme of your choice, and you've got a fantastic looking floor plan within 24 hours. So how do photographers feel? Back to HD Bros again. CubiCasa has made a huge impact to our business this year. We're a volume-based photography provider, so speed and efficiency on site is key to success. We have experimented with a bunch of other applications and techniques for creating floor plans, but they were always time-consuming, and the quality was never there. With CubiCasa, we could scan a 5,000 square foot home in under 10 minutes, which is exactly what we're looking for. Our photographers love the final, our customers love the final product, and it's been one of the most popular add-on services as well. So photographers are happy, customers are happy. What more can you want? So average prices for a floor plan. Now I went away and I took a lot of different prices, and of course there's still some that fluctuate, etc. What you decide to sell your floor plans is once again a choice of yours, but I always recommend to shop around your potential competition, etc., and create a median or an average, and just stick it at some point there. If you want to try and undercut the market, that's up to you. If you want to try and upsell it to a point where it's a an exclusive add-on for yourself, what I recommend is always sticking on something as an average price, simply because in volume it's going to return more and help leverage even further floor plans and increase the revenue as a whole. So from asking customers, we can see that floor plan prices vary from state to state, from coast to coast, area to area. We see that some floor plans are from $60 to $99 as an average add-on, which means if you were to only do 10 floor plans a month at $80, you can increase your profits per month at $555.70. Now, that's for 50 minutes work. So that's not bad pay. It's very simple. It's very easy to use. People love it, and I'm sure you will too. Now, further to that, what I've created here is a graph. So if you were to go at $60, 10 floor plans will return you $355. And if you were to do 30, that's $1,067. At $99 or $100 roughly, the pricing is almost doubled. So $746, and for 30, $2,237. So if you're averaging anywhere from 20 to 30 homes per month, which is typical of a full-time photographer, you're getting $1,400 to $2,200 roughly return, even at these prices. There is photographers out there that make a lot more than this because they price their floor plans higher, which is, once again, it depends on area, coast to coast, state to state. So depending on the pricing variance, there's a rough pricing table showing variance of amount sold with a comparison of cost to customer. So here's some facts and figures for you. Let's take a quick sip. So 93% of buyers say they are more likely to spend time looking at a property with a floor plan. That's quite a large margin, quite a lot of people. So as far as that goes, as we say, if you're shopping around, especially at the moment, you would really love to see a floor plan upon putting an offer in for a home. We have some employees here at CubiCasa that have recently gone into the housing market and purchased properties. And right now it's incredibly hard. There's so many offers going on, so many homes. It's hard to remember every home that you've potentially viewed, and a floor plan, once again, it adds a connection to a property, and it situates you in that position that you recognize in the floor plan. So to have 93% of buyers say they're more than likely to spend time looking at a particular property just because it has a floor plan is massive. 81% of sellers think a floor plan will help sell the home faster. So if you're selling your home and you're moving into a new property, adding a floor plan is, of course, an increased value. So once again, it's a very large number. Now, 50%, including a floor plan in the marketing campaigns, has proven to reduce the time on the market by up to 50%. Now, this has likely increased since the last time I fixed that figure, but that's probably due to the market situation. So I don't want to be completely biased and say floor plans are gone through the roof and crazy, etc., and that this number is 75% plus. But at the same time, when the market is stable, it shows to be proven to reduce time on the market by 50%. Of course, floor plans will have had a better effect for this, so I imagine this number has increased, but I won't put the sole blame on the floor plans. So, floor plans are floor plans are open 7 times more often than maps. So an actual floor plan is more important than the simple location of that property. So it is opened more and more and more varied to the location of the home. And this just shows you the importance of seeing a visual asset compared to where the asset is. So simply looking at the layout of the home, etc., is much more important than the actual situation of the property. Zillow shows that floor plans are the second most important feature in the listing, and this comes after pricing. So of course, pricing's got to be up there at number one. If it wasn't, if the world wasn't focused on money, I'm sure we'd be a number one place. But yeah, it's of course an important feature backed by Zillow, and yeah, it's once again a really high number. I don't think we can get better than second, unfortunately. Now, a marketing tool based on stats. So floor plans are useful when considering things like alterations in the home. You can imagine what homes would be like perhaps without a partition wall, or if you're considering moving furniture, you can imagine them being in certain places. You can sketch the area out, you can put diagrams, etc. It also helps remember and distinguish one property from another, as I've said previously. It makes it easy to compare properties. So if you're looking at multiple homes and you laid multiple floor plans out on the table in front of you, you can then look at the ones that fit your family needs better. So like I said, if you've got multiple children, there's a Jack and Jill bathroom in between both two bedrooms, it's probably going to be a fantastic little tool, a fantastic little place inside the home that will increase value. Buyers can see how the house works. So they can see the connection between once again, the bedrooms, they can see connection between the garage, they can see connections between the living room, the dining room, the kitchen, etc. They can see how the home flows and how it all works. A floor plan can help buyers visualize where to place old or new furniture. So if you're moving into a new home and you're looking to, and you have whichever type of couch, sofa, etc., you can imagine where it would be in relation to the new property that you're looking at. And a floor plan can increase the perceived space. Now, as we know, it's incredibly difficult to judge size by photos, unless you go seeing, an extremely wide lens, or you can see the ceiling height, or you can see everything all in one picture. Whereas a floor plan gives a direct dimension figure. It will also be relative to other items within the floor plan, and it can really help show you what that space looks like. So people need floor plans. So 3 things that I think you should take away, which is my top 3 more than anything. So for me, there is a huge potential to increase your company revenue by selling a floor plan. As we see, depending on the numbers that you're doing and depending on the price that you're doing, if we were to put in basically time spent, value added feature, we can see that it takes you no time at all. It increases massive value, and it's a really easy add-on to provide that can net you a really good return for revenue. Floor plans are truly helping potential buyers as well as sellers, but they really are helping potential buyers qualify a home before they visit and after their visit. So if you've got 10 homes on the market and you see a floor plan for 5 of the homes that you believe suit your needs, what it's actually doing is it's pre-qualifying that potential buyer for the agent before they get to the property. So you're not walking through into a completely blank space that you haven't got a full understanding of. You've seen the floor plan, You've seen the layout, you know it works for you, and that's why you're at the front door of that open house speaking to an agent. It's qualifying that person at the doorstep. The market response to floor plans shows huge growth. As we've seen from the previous graphs, it's doubled since the last time we measured. Floor plans are now in demand. So we can see that from the amount of signups, the amount of conversions into floor plans, etc. And we now have the quickest and easiest tool to acquire a floor plan. So we do have a help center that is available for more questions, etc. But what I would like to do is I would love to offer a time now for you to ask questions on potential issues that you may have, some walls that you can't seem to break down, some things your agents are saying that is preventing you from selling more floor plans. What kind of pain points do we have at the moment that I can talk to you about that could help push you through that wall and offering more floor plans and creating more sales?
I'll chime in on that.
Fantastic.
I don't push a lot of my floor plans to specifically one of my clients because all she sends me is like 7,000 square foot houses and bigger. Just the idea of trying to map that whole house, and then the concern of what if that has a problem in the middle of it. Those are my pain points on that. I'd like to push it and sell it to her, but I don't because of that.
Okay. So what do you mean by a problem in a minute? Are we talking about a potential app crash?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so let me go ahead and tell you straight away. If the app now crashes, we have put a new system in place. So if you are anywhere within that home while it's crashing or it's crashed, what you can now do is you can load up the phone and it will return you to your last known location. The app will ask you to return to a previous location. So if you've scanned the kitchen, it will say, hey, please go back to a previously scanned space. You can then go back to the kitchen, you can scan that space, and the app will now relocalize itself to a position it fully understands and recognizes. And then you can just continue from that point onwards. So even if you crash, the app has still recorded some of the information and it will remember where you've gone once you've rescanned that space. So that'll really help with the crashing, etc. Now, let me ask you one thing. If you're a home buyer and you're in the market to purchase a large property, like a 7,000 square foot home, would you not want to see how the layout is?
Yeah, I definitely would. I agree. Yeah.
So if I'm a buyer, and I know it's biased from this point because I'm trying to sell to you, etc. But if I'm buying a home and I'm looking to invest in a 7,000 square foot home that I think is good for my wife, my children, my dog, etc., I want to know what that space looks like. I want to know where the kids are. I want to know where I am. I want to make sure everything's safe. I want to make sure there's so many different things, right, that's going to run through your mind when you're purchasing a large property. But for me, that would be really high on my list because I'm sure there's multiple homes within this price range that are potentially going to fit my needs accordingly. So I really want to view that point. Now, I did a 9,500. I don't want to boast, right? I did a 9,500 square foot home in California. I did that in 6 minutes and 52 seconds. It's possible. It's easy. I wasn't running. I wasn't sweating afterwards. I wasn't breathing heavy. I was just scanning at a pretty decent pace, walking slightly faster than normal, and it was scanned to perfection. There was no crashes. There was no issues. There was no nothing. So don't judge it by its size. Just offer it, stick a good price tag on it, and I guarantee that the agent will see the value in that. The buyers will definitely see value. And as we've seen, 93% of home sellers really want to see a floor plan. Or was it 87%? 83% of sellers see that floor plans are, of course, an increased value to selling their homes, and 93% of buyers really want to see that floor plan. So try offering it. Maybe next time, if you've got a larger house that you would like to do, just scan it. Don't promise it, but scan it. And once it's returned to you, just give it to your agent and say, hey, look, I also did this for you. This is on the house. And next time, ask her about the floor plan. Hey, that floor plan that I gave you last time, would you like to add it into the next package? most of the time they're going to say yes.
All right, sounds good.
It's always a hard one to break. People don't like change typically, do they? So it's always hard to change someone into a new pattern, into a new product, into a new solution. But doing things like offering the first one for free really does help kind of break down the ice of somebody rejecting to spend more money. So really try and give that one a go.
Thank you for that.
No problem. Does anyone else have questions, concerns, battling with some agents?
While we're waiting, I'll just jump in and reiterate what you said. Having just purchased a home, that was one of our criteria for the homes that we actually went to view, is whether or not it had a floor plan. Because I didn't want to waste time going to see a home that didn't flow well, that just didn't work for us. So we didn't even we eliminated homes right off the bat if it didn't have a floor plan. So I think it's extremely valuable. I think it's even more valuable the higher you go in price and square footage and things like that. But I think it's just an invaluable tool. And what I found is that most realtors who experience it and get to see it appreciate it and want it. I think sometimes they just have a hard time, if they've not seen them before or not had an experience with them, to understand what it is and get on board. But the tool what you just said, Sam, and making sure that they have one, and sometimes it involves giving them one to try out. It really changes the dynamic. And I did that recently. And the realtor's been asking every single time now, like, I need one of those floor plans. I need one, because they had it, they appreciate it, and now they have to have it.
One thing so when I was in California last year, the year before, a year and a half ago, I went around multiple open houses. So this was pre-pandemic. And I spoke with lots of agents, and some agents said to me, and like I say, I'll tell you exactly what they say. One agent said, why would I want to put a potential roadblock into buyers coming and viewing the open home? So if there was a floor plan and somebody looked at it and they didn't like it, they would not come and visit the open home, right? A lot of agents are going to say that. But me as a salesperson, and every other salesperson probably in the world, would rather have a person that's viewed the floor plan, seen what they like, turned up to the place that I work, looking to purchase and view. Everybody in the sales business, within the sales industry, wants a pre-qualified person knocking at their door with money in their hand saying, hey, I like the pictures, I love the video, the floor plan's perfect, I love the home, where do I sign? That, to me, you're going to have much more qualified people interested rather than people walking through the door, seeing something that they don't like, and then walking straight back out. So qualification, pre-qualification, etc. These are all things that floor plans do. And that would be much better for me. I don't mind people coming and having a chat, not knowing exactly what's going on, but as a salesperson, totally prefer it. So we have a question from Constantine. Total square footage measurements. We're using Apple LiDAR models and always have to double check with laser. Any improvements coming? Difference is pretty big. Should we share our numbers when uploading floor plans? So, of course, what I can say is CubiCasa really pushes the boundaries of capable technologies today. And of course, things are new and things are always looking to be improved. So as a company, we always strive to do better. We're always looking to regenerate the algorithms, regenerate the measuring, etc., to basically provide you with a better tool. What we can do is, if you are seeing a large variance, especially with Apple LiDAR, please let us know. And what we can do is we can help review your scans and we can see if we can add any improvements to the potential of your scanning. Over an average of floor plans, we see about a 98% accuracy success with about 2% error margin. So if you are seeing large models, please do let us know, large differences in the models, please do let us know. And we'll definitely review the scans, review information, provide hints and tips to help you do better. And at the same time, we can review our practices to make sure that we're improving as well. So we have some questions as well from Facebook Live. So here's a question I posted on Facebook yesterday. I'd like some feedback on how viable this is. Does anyone have a scan of a showroom specifically for window and door retailers, etc. I've been asked to create a floor plan for a showroom, and it has a standalone window, door, displays, etc. And I wanted to make sure that CubiCasa could handle these and treat them like interior walls, etc. So let me answer that question. Let me think of the correct answer. Does anyone have a scan of showrooms specifically for windows and door retailers? So we have a set presets for windows and doors, etc. And we could assist with that. And yes, if it was a showroom, etc., and has standalone walls, they would be displayed as that, and it would be treated like interior walls. So yes, that would be correct. And question 2 is, do you ever find that an agent sees how easy it is to do floor plans using CubiCasa and does CubiCasa themselves instead of hiring a photographer? Absolutely not. So let me put it this way, right? I get this question a lot. A lot of our photographers are quite happy to tell their agent what they use for software. Now, let's imagine a scenario, right? You're a photographer, you're selling a product, it's $100 to the photographer. They know that it's with CubiCasa. They can see that there's a massive saving anyway if they do it for themselves, because anybody can download and use CubiCasa. And it's $35 for an agent, $24 for yourself, and you charge the agent $100. It's incredibly uncommon. And there is saving there, but they just don't have time. They don't want to use it. It's just the way that it is. And I wish I could understand more as the sales guy, because I could probably sell a lot more, but at the same time, we don't see it, right? So it's just not a common thing. It's been out for years, and we don't see hardly any agents using us. We focus primarily with photographers to kind of push you to do more and push the app to its limits and provide you with the best tool. And this is the same for everyone, right? But we just don't see the agents looking up the app after they've seen a photographer use it or being told by a photographer and going ahead and use it themselves. In California, if we were to judge the amount of listings that is done, so let's just call it, there's 10,000 listings done a month. That's a completely random figure. 33% of those listings are the media is produced by photographers. That's fact. The other 60% is by agents with their mobile phones or whichever camera, doing whichever work, photos, etc. that they're doing. Now, I tried to attack the 60% that weren't using us, which was photographers. I got nearly no results. It's the photographer that uses us. It's the photographer that provides the service. It's the photographer that provides the media to the agent. And no matter how much we push, agents just simply don't use it. There is some, but really the number is minuscule compared to photographers.
And Sam, just to jump in, you know, I've worked with a ton of realtors from Chicagoland to Indiana and then here in North Carolina. And even from the busiest of agents to the newer agents, they don't have time and they want to spend as little time. And I've even surveyed about 20 realtors and they don't have the time and don't want to spend the time. So yes, it may be a cost savings, but they view photographers as part of their team. They know that they can get this piece done as part of their team and they're good with that, get it done, and they don't have to worry about it.
I agree. That's been my experience too. It's just one more thing. Their time is so valuable. They don't want to take the time to do it. And it's easier when they have the photographer on site to just go ahead and have them do everything they need.
I have a question.
Sure.
And that how to change the dimensions? Your editor is not very user friendly.
Mm-hmm.
And through Photoshop, I tried to do it. It took a lot of time because text, every time doing it was a lot of things. So if we just, otherwise the accuracy is quite good, 95%. And if we don't change the dimensions, if we just give it as it comes from you, will it have any negative effect? Because it is already written that it is ballpark dimension.
Yeah, so if you want to push the dimensions to be as accurate as possible, you're more than welcome to do so. I have to admit that the editor is definitely in a beta stage. It's not the most user-friendly tool, and it doesn't have all of the features available at this moment in time. Now, there is a couple of workarounds that I can talk to you about. However, it's still not perfect, but I'll show you what I mean. Now, I will swap over my screen and I will show you exactly how I do it. And like I say, it's not perfect, but it's another way to do so. So bear with me 2 moments while I just pop my screen onto another one. Okay, so I believe you can see my screen now.
Yes.
Okay, so apologies, it is in meters. I live in Europe. I'm sorry, we use metric. It makes no sense. So here is the floor plan. Here's our editor tool. I'm sure you're all very familiar with it, etc. So what I always say is you can do this. So you can click on the plus arrow and add a text box. Okay, and just put that anywhere. So if we wanted to say that this was actually 3.55 meters by 2.75 meters, what you can do is you can add that text box and you can press enter. Okay. Now it's going to put it in capitals. It's unfortunately, there's no way for you to change that, etc. But what you can then do is you can then click the dimensions and toggle that. And then from that point, you can just move that to where you like.
Okay.
Okay. So add a text box, add it anywhere you like, and you can put the dimensions in as such, press enter, etc. Now, while we're here, if you are looking to at any point change the room labels, what you have to do is just double tap on the room label. You can remove that and select from a large list, or you can type in whichever you like. So if this is a kitchen, select that, press enter, and then the floppy disk save button. From there, it'll re-render that almost immediately and send that to you within the next 2 to 3 minutes. So that's how I would recommend changing room labels. It's not perfect, but it's a bit of a workaround that takes less time than downloading, uploading to Photoshop, doing your edits and re-downloading again.
Yeah, thank you. I was struggling with it. I was not knowing that after writing the dimensions, I can just drag them down.
Yeah, so we are looking to change that. We are looking to improve the features, etc., inside the editor app. But at the moment, that's the best way that I can describe to you how to make those changes.
Yeah, it's quite good.
It's a little bit quicker.
Yeah, but it's good. Thank you.
No problem. And you're not going to have you're not going to have to worry about the M here because, of course, it's in feet and inches. So there's no worries about capital letters.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, sure.
Does anyone else have any further questions, concerns? Anything came in from Facebook? Let me load up the chat. I don't see anything there. But overall,
yes, it looks like something might be coming, Sam.
Okay. But overall, I would really recommend offering floor plans for free, especially if you're very new to this, or if you really would like to convert an agent. Of course, it's always in best interest to go after the most prominent, the agent that uses you the most and that provides you with the most shootings to try and convert those. And if anyone does have someone that they believe would be a fantastic user for them, please feel free to contact me as well. I will help you out. If it means me providing you with a few extra free scans just to offer this out, I am more than happy to do that. Because if you don't want to front the cost, I'd be happy to do so. So do let me know if there is something like that you would like to do. You can always email me. I am based in Finland, so sometimes if you message me quite late afternoon, I may not see it until my morning, but you'll have the email ready in your inbox at 9 a.m. in the morning. So I do try my best. I do work silly hours. So you might contact me at 2 o'clock in the morning and I'll still answer the call and I'll still answer the emails. It's just the way I am. But if you don't hear a reply straight away, just know that's the reason why. But we do have a help center. We do have people in the US. We do have Marc and Tammy that are always there to help as well. I'm sure they're happy to help. But please do let us know, because I want you to be successful and really push floor plans. So another question that we've got, may we use your sales pitches from your website word to word and should be crediting it for you? We don't need any credits. We don't need any kind of recognition, etc. We provide facts, we provide information. We have got in there the references of where we gather that information, etc. And we really would like you to use that. So please feel free to use any material that you see on our website. We are at the moment putting together another kind of what we would say a marketing stack, and marketing information that you can copy and paste. It will have digital media, it'll have written media, it'll have everything that you need to go ahead and put on your website, to send to agents, to put it in an email blast. Go ahead and use it all, because if you think it's going to help, we would really like that to become true. Okay, so as far as the chat reads, what I'll say is Anastasia just put a chat. She's responsible for the marketing activities here at CubiCasa, and she's prepared a small thank you gift for all participants that have joined the webinar. Please enter the email address please enter your email address to receive a goodie box, US participants, or your email address to receive a complimentary scan outside the US. So you can reply to her privately. Can I get a goodie box too? I'd really like one. Or just let me know what's
Direct to Finland right away.
Yeah, just let me know.
Tammy is straight away.
You know it.
Who doesn't like free stuff?
Sam, I have one more small question.
Sure.
What is the meaning of CubiCasa in English?
So CubiCasa is a Finnish company. Now, casa is a Spanish word for home, right? Cubi, I ask this question, everyone asks this question. Every time someone gets employed, we get this, nobody really knows the true meaning of CubiCasa, right? Okay. But what I would say is Cubi is cubic. Yes. So it's a three-dimensional space. And the way that we describe it is we use VBIM, which is Video to Building Information Models. That's what VBIM stands for. So while you do a scan, we use the technology in your phone to create what's known as a VBIM image. So it's got a full 3D kind of point cloudy, Matterport styley dollhouse image. We would class that as a Cubi. So it's a Cubi image, and Casa is home. So that's kind of what it is, but not what it is. I wish I could tell you. We're gonna have to come up with an official answer for that. Because right now we still don't have one. It just sounds good, I think.
Okay, it is a intriguing name.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, Constantine asks another question. Any improvements, updates, and features coming soon that we can announce? Ooh. Oh, that's a sneaky question. I'm not sure what I can announce. I'm not sure what I'm allowed to announce. Marc, Tammy, do you have any information that you're certain we can announce?
Nope. I think it's safe to say that right now we don't have anything that we can safely announce, but we do have some cool things coming.
Always things in the pipeline, but I don't think anything we can announce today.
Check your newsletter for the next ones.
Yes. So there will be a newsletter coming out within the next couple of weeks that might have some new announcements in it.
But we're always improving. I will say that. We're always trying our best. And we always will look to provide you new exciting updates, etc. And if you do have, so one thing I really do suggest, if you do have something that's at the top of your list that you think would really improve CubiCasa for yourself and for everybody else, please do let us know. Every Friday, we have a Feature Friday meeting, and we look at new features, we look at feature requests, etc., and we push them to our roadmap. So, of course, having a tool, we create this tool for you. So if you think that there's something that really would benefit your usage of the app, that would help increase it or just make your life easier, please let us know, because we're really happy to listen to that feedback.
Absolutely. And just to add on, first of all, Sam, thank you for joining us today and dropping gems and helping us to improve our sales tactics so that we can really sell more. And I think that, you know, part of this community and part of Tammy and I's responsibility as community managers is to really build this group and to help us to really help each other because we're all in it together and trying to increase sales and grow and do things in a better way. So again, Sam, thank you for your time and for your help. And we're looking forward to additional great things. Look for more on the Facebook page. Look for more on the newsletter. We have some really cool things coming. Our marketing department is doing a phenomenal job in creating incredible tools, white label tools that will help you to market on social media as well as to market on your website, because that is one of the things we feel is super important. When you list floor plans on your website, it definitely helps to get traction and helps push it forward. So a lot coming. Again, we're so grateful for your attendance today and glad to have you on board.
Thank you, everybody, for being here.
And what I've done is I've popped in my email address as well in the chat. I popped it in incorrectly the first time, the second one's correct. So if you do need any further sales enablement or hints, tips, advice, like I say, my virtual door is always open. So I'm always happy to have a chat. I'm always happy to talk over other cases that and things other people have done that has helped their business improve. I can also forward you to a lot of contacts that I have gained in the 2 years I've been working in the photography floor plan market, to people that can also help and advise you. So if you have a question and you don't wish to say it in the meeting, or if you have a question that comes up after the meeting, please do email me. Email any of us here. I'm more than happy to help.
Always.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again for your time, everybody. We appreciate you. If you need anything from the community managers, you can reach out to mark.smith@CubiCasa.com or tammy.dwight@CubiCasa.com. Sam has already dropped his in the chat, and we're more than happy to help out and do anything we can. Sam, thanks again to you. We appreciate it in spite of your cold, and we appreciate you.
No problem.
Thank you guys for
Thank
tuning
you.
in. Thank you for taking time out of your day. We really appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks, everybody.